Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I've got a fun video today. This is a yay or a nay is what I'm calling this on these new layering stencils that I picked up at my local Michael's. These are from Recollections, and these are Christmas and holiday winter themed, and I am going to spend a little bit of time working with them, okay? And I'll link them in the description. So each of these sets, and they're on sale right now at this exact moment in time that I'm posting this video. So that's why I wanted to get it out to you. If you were interested, you could stop by your store or look online. They have them online as well. So each of these packs has 3 stencils in them. They're a little hard to see because they're completely clear on camera, but I'll do my best. And there are some instructions on the back, which is really nice, showing you how to use this. Each of the stencils has a number in the top left corner, 1, 2, and 3. So this lets you know which stencil you will use when. So you'll begin with number 1 and make your way through to number 3. And doing this allows you to create this layered effect. So I'm going to make one on camera and then hang around to the end. I'm going to show you some of the others that I did off camera, and then you can get an idea of how the finished product looks. All right, so this is the wreath, and I am using Bristol cardstock, smooth cardstock, I should say. They do have a vellum, but the smooth is what I use. This is great for ink blending. I'm using my Distress inks. I've got the little minis that I use all the time. And I'm going to start with Mowed Lawn. So I have this taped down because the stencil, the paper size is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I will use this on a finished card that will be 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. So I've just cut it a little bit smaller. And the stencil fits on most of the card, but not quite. So I'm just going to have to be careful using some of my tape. This is a great product if you have like the grip mats. They're great for a layering stencil where you can just start with one and then move to the next one. I am going to use my heat tool. I have recently, in the last few months, re-inked my Distress ink pads, I should say. And so since I'm moving between stencils right away, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll stencil and then I'll come back to the next layer. But I'm kind of doing this live, so to speak. And so if I put another layer on top, I have a chance of smearing my ink if it's not dry. And I really do have juicy pads right now, so I just want to take a second, but I wanted to explain why I am using a heat tool. I don't usually normally use those on camera because I'll do one layer and then come back. So if you're going to do it, make sure your ink is dry in between because you don't want to smudge anything else. I've learned that from experience on layering stencils. Just make sure that your ink is dry between the layers. Okay, so now I am ready and I'm just lining this next piece up. It is just kind of one of those things, once you get the right spot on there, you can tell when every little piece is where it's supposed to be on these layering stencils. So it's very easy, but it just takes a second to kind of make sure that you are where you need to be on the paper. I'm going to use candied apple on this, I think. Let's see, I pulled out a couple of them and I'm trying to decide. Yes, candied apple. I'm going to choose, and then I'm going to stencil this all over my wreath. So it's coming together very quickly. The fun thing about a product like this is you could cut a bunch of paper, and then you could do the green section a bunch of times. So until you finish doing those, let those dry, and then go on to your next layer, which would be the wreath part with the bow and the little kind of ribbon that's going around the wreath. And then you can go to your final layer. So these are great for mass production. If you wanted to do a bunch of card fronts, this is the product to use. So that's what I love about a layered stencil, is you can do kind of a bunch at once and then come back and do the next layer and the next layer. And again, I'm just going to use my heat tool here, speeding this up and making sure that my ink is dry. Okay, and so all I have left now are my ornaments, and this really hasn't taken long at all, just a few minutes. Once you make probably the hardest decision, honestly, is making the color selection for me. That's where I always stumble because it just takes me forever. But you could make a blue wreath for winter, and then change your sentiment and put, warm winter wishes. So again, these are completely customizable with your color choices. And that's why these are fun, because if you've got a collection of inks, just it doesn't have to be a huge collection. A basic collection you can do a lot with. You don't have to have every color under the rainbow. All right, so now I want to do my ornaments, and I was going to show you, I'm going to mask some of these off, and then in a second I'll show you another way to quickly use all one color. All right, so I've got, this is Twisted Citron, I think this is Broken China, yes, and Mustard Seed are the colors that I'm going to choose. I'm just going to take a few of my pieces. This is mint tape that I'm using that I often use in videos. This is from scrapbook.com. One that I really like for masking. It doesn't get too sticky. You can reuse it for a while, and then eventually you just have to quit using it. But you can recycle it if you want, because it's paper. So I enjoy that as well. All right, so I'm going to just use little pieces here and go around and get my little ornaments on my wreath finished up. And then again, you can do these in any color you want. So completely customizable. Struggling with saying completely and customizable today, but that's a fun feature to a product like this, because you can just do, it gives you a lot of creativity. All right, so I'm just working my way around here with my little sponge dauber, making sure that I can blend these on there and that I've got all of mine finished. And if you miss one, you can always go back. Okay, so I'm just finishing up, making sure I've gotten everything filled in. Sometimes you can't tell until you pull it off and then you've missed one. All right, so that is that one. Now, with the magic of TV, so to speak, I created a second one, the same color scheme, but I wanted to show you that you could use like a paste. I'm going to use a glitter paste in this case. Later in the video, I'll show you some texture paste that I used on one of the stencils. So this is another way you could use it if you want to have all one color. This would be fun to do your glitter paste or a texture paste, just to add a little something to your card, but it doesn't add a ton of dimension. It adds some sparkle in this case, and then it just adds a little fun element. So this is from Diamond Press. They've got glitter paste and shimmer paste and just regular texture paste that's colored on their website, as well as hsn.com, so you can find their products there. And this, I wanted to use this beautiful, I think this is called Sapphire Blue, that was in a collection at one point. Very, very pretty. And I'm just kind of working this around, getting all of my glitter paste on there. You're going to want to clean your stencils if you've not used a glue-based paste like this. This is basically a glue with glitter mixed into it. You definitely want to rinse it off as soon as you're finished. Otherwise, it's a lot more work to clean it off, because it is a glue. And I probably should have peeled off all of the tape before I started lifting, and I should have used a solid, like a long piece of tape instead of these little tiny pieces. I've got to go back here. I can see that I've missed a couple of spots. So I'm just hoping and praying that I'm not going to make a big old mess with this. I'm going to steal a little bit of this glitter paste from other parts of the stencil, and then I will fill in any areas that I have missed. Okay, and then I'm going to finish that one little section, and then when I'm satisfied, I can peel it off. I got a tiny bit on there because of my error, but I was able to thankfully pull that off without any negative impact. And again, go wash your stencil if you're using something like this. Okay, and I wanted to show you, I cleaned them up. These are the two that I used with the Distress ink. This one has a little bit of a residue on it. I tend to find that with glitter glues, I get that. No matter how good I clean, but it doesn't impact the ability to use the stencil. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so everything has dried. Look at how beautiful that glitter paste is. And the camera really doesn't do it justice. It's even prettier in person. But that's just a fun way to do like all one color. This is one of the, this is like a bouquet, I think it's called. I don't remember the exact name, but I've linked them in the description. Here is a Merry Christmas. I love this one. It has kind of a drop shadow with it. Super cute. That would be a great one to use a paste on too. I used a stencil butter. This is the Snow Globe. and I used platinum stencil butter from the Crafter's Workshop, and I love their stencil butters. I have a lot of them. They're great performers and beautiful color. So that's what I used for that top layer. And then there was a little house as well, and I used Ocean Mist, which is kind of a, you can see there's a contrast between them. One's a silver and one is a beautiful blue for my sky, my winter sky. So I had a lot of fun with these. So to conclude my video, it is a yay from me on this product. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've ever tried a layering stencil, and let me know if you have a favorite card that I made. I'll turn these into cards very soon with just some sentiment stamps, except for the Merry Christmas. That one's ready to go. But otherwise, I can just create them very quickly and easily. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.